Hello all, welcome to Commsverse. You are in session 260, Teams Service Assurance and Resiliency with Paul Kratz. Please feel free to put your questions into the Q&A chat during the presentation. We will review those and answer those questions at the end of the presentation, but feel free to write the questions in as they pop into your head so we make sure we capture them. And of course, like our other sessions, we will have a post-event networking session with Paul, and I will be posting a link to that in the Q&A here. And we will also be asking you to fill out a survey post-event. We'd really appreciate your help with that. It really helps us to get feedback from all of you. So with that, I will hand you over to Paul, who is going to present today's content. Thank you so much. Oh, Paul, it looks like you're still muted.
I guess we were fighting with each other. Yes, I just turned off. Okay, thanks, Jordan. Thanks for the introduction. I am Paul Kratz, Ribbon Chief Field Architect for the Edge. I have 10 years selling, supporting, and campaigning for the Edge in the voice over IP world. I came to Ribbon by way of Edgewater Networks, which was acquired by Ribbon in the middle of 2018. And I became a firm believer in the value of managing the Edge when I ran engineering for an over-the-top VoIP service provider back in 2005. And we were plagued by issues like lack of visibility on the customer LAN and ambiguous responsibility for WAN and LAN, and the profound impact that that has on the quality of the service you deliver when you're using somebody else's infrastructure. Of course, the industry keeps finding new ways to obfuscate who is responsible for what. To an already complicated environment, we're adding MS Teams in the cloud and direct routing to a carrier of your choice. All the end user wants is for their service to work. And if it does not, they want you to fix it for them. That's quite reasonable, really. So I'm here to share with you how Ribbon and our Edge products can help you deliver service assurance and resiliency in the brave new world of Microsoft Teams. I'd be happy to answer any of your questions. Hit them, just write them up when you get them. We'll answer them at the end of the session. And as Jordan said, we'll have the breakout session after this meeting where I'd love to chat to you and deal with any questions, deeper discussions you may want to have. So let's place a little context around the explosive growth that Microsoft Teams is currently enjoying. Late in 2018 and all through 2019, we saw some significant acceleration in growth. The world's response to COVID-19 has only added fuel to that growth. I don't believe that this is a trend that will reverse or even slow down as we emerge from COVID-19 work at home. And I'm proud to tell you that Ribbon has been lockstep with Microsoft along this curve. So Ribbon has experienced the same explosive growth in demand for the infrastructure that we provide both to Microsoft and their partners. Now, the latest official numbers from Microsoft, which are shown here, go through April of this year. When they update their numbers through June, I expect to see over 100 million daily active users and over 4 billion meeting minutes. That's 4 billion with a B, up from 900 million in April. Ribbon's point of reference that corroborates this is the growth in direct routing traffic. Direct routing accounts for about 10% of Microsoft Teams traffic. And so we have seen more than 1,000 active Ribbon SBCs for direct routing implemented in the last few months. So I view the COVID-19 fueled growth as a stress test, which we have passed with flying colors. The ability to scale the infrastructure without some of the negative side effects that have plagued some other platforms, while delivering a business class service experience is one of the critical factors that lead me to conclude that this ride has plenty of track left on it. So the growth is going to continue. We currently see more than 6 direct routing deployments for each calling plan deployment. On the calling plan deployment, Microsoft is in fact the carrier and there is no on-premise SBC is required. However, the majority of the implementations that we're seeing are for direct routing deployments. That's where the customer brings their own carrier and a Microsoft certified on-premise or service provider hosted SBC is required. So these are the opportunities where Ribbon's Edge products and our relationship with Microsoft really enables you to deliver service assurance and resiliency to your Microsoft Teams customers. We want to work with you to deliver an experience worthy of your name that will delight your customers. So that kind of begs a question, why would an enterprise use direct routing when Microsoft offers their own calling plan? And there are, of course, some very good reasons why so many are making this decision. It probably comes as no surprise that this is largely driven by economics. The parameters around the Microsoft calling plans don't always meet every budget. Microsoft calling plans are not universally available, so an enterprise might be forced to select direct routing depending on where they need to get service. The enterprise may be in the middle of an existing contract and either can't or doesn't want to break that contract, and so that'd be a good reason to select direct routing. And there may be some issues around interworking with the equipment that the customer and or Microsoft Teams has and supports and stuff. So for many different reasons, it's often the case that deploying a Microsoft Teams certified SBC in direct routing is in fact the most cost-effective solution. So Ribbon enables you to provide a broad swath of value to your Microsoft Teams customers. We provide capabilities and experience to facilitate the migration of a customer from their current telephony solution to Microsoft Teams. We support both solutions during the transition, and we also support a hybrid solution. Some users are Microsoft Teams and others are on a PBX or even some other VoIP solution. Depending on what is driving your business, we support any of those scenarios. We provide extraordinary visibility into conditions at the customer premise, from real-time MOS scores on every SIP call to autonomous remote troubleshooting that enables you to capture packets at the site before your customer even registers a complaint, to our ability to provide a comprehensive analytic view as narrow as end-to-end view of a single call, or as broad as the monthly trend in call durations network-wide. So Ribbon's ability to provide you with visible insight into the performance of your service from your customer perspective is unmatched in the industry. Our Edge portfolio of products provide multiple features to support service continuity and quality of service, including WAN link redundancy with support for 4G today and 5G links in the very short future. We support policy-based prioritization of traffic. High-value voice and video traffic will take precedence over regular traffic. And we provide priority handling of emergency calls, a flexible definition of what is an emergency call and the ability to preempt a non-emergency call if needed. We'll go into that in a little more detail later. We provide a range of security features that protect you from fraud and denial of service attacks. The Edge devices are designed to live at the LAN-WAN interface and are by configuration use a combination of whitelist, blacklist, deep packet inspection, and good old-fashioned IP tables to secure the device. So I will be focusing on the features and functions that Ribbons provides that enables you to deliver service assurance to your customers. In some rare instances, you might be providing service to a greenfield customer, one who does not have an existing telephony service. But the usual case will be that your customer has an existing service that needs to be accommodated and migrated. If you are to ensure a successful deployment of Microsoft Teams, you need to first successfully manage a migration. With the robust capabilities of our Edge portfolio, you can implement and test the SIP part of the service, that's the SIP trunk to your service provider, independently of the Microsoft Teams implementation. So this enables you a very flexible approach to migrating your customer. And crucially, Ribbon's Microsoft Service Certified Edge products monitor and manage both the SIP traffic and the native Teams traffic. So we're monitoring and managing both of those services to ensure quality of service. The intelligent edge device will recognize the Microsoft Teams traffic, both signaling and bearer traffic, and be able to differentiate it from non-Teams traffic, even if both streams of traffic are encrypted, which is usually the case with Microsoft Teams. This is accomplished by means of a traffic management policy and smart use of Microsoft Teams configuration, of which we are aware. So what do I mean by that? The EdgeMarc is at one end of a SIP trunk configured in Microsoft Teams. So we know all about the Microsoft Teams instance in the cloud. We also know about the redundant servers in the Microsoft Teams infrastructure and how to fail between them if network issues arise. So making smart use of that knowledge, we know where the various Microsoft Teams clients are sending their signaling and encrypted bearer traffic. So from there, it's a small step to identify the MS Teams signaling and bearer traffic. Of course, we do not stop there. We bring all of our market-leading service assurance capabilities, which we've honed in the SIP world, to the native Microsoft Teams environment. And these include quality measurements for every stream of bearer traffic traversing the EdgeMarc. So I want to repeat that because not all Edge devices do this. We will generate a MOS report for every stream traversing the intelligent edge. We provide priority handling for all Microsoft Teams traffic. That means priority routing through the EdgeMarc. That means priority allocation of available bandwidth and LAN and WAN links. And it means priority access to alternative WAN links. So if you have redundant WAN links and a particular link develops quality issues, priority traffic can be moved from a poorly performing link to a superior link. Or if you have an expensive failover link, traffic can be moved to it in the event of a failure. And we'll go into that in a little more detail later on. So bottom line is that priority traffic never has to compete with non-priority traffic. When conflicts occur, the EdgeMarc will simply slow and potentially drop non-priority traffic, assuring that the critical voice service retains its business quality even when the IP network is experiencing issues. So let's break it down. We have Microsoft Teams in the cloud. We have services provided at the customer prem behind an EdgeMarc device. We have the direct routing service provider, and in between all of this, we have the internet. Somewhere on the internet, we have our Edgeview, cloud-based Edgeview service, which is the EdgeMarc management system. And through all this, we have EdgeMarc is sending the Teams native traffic with priority to Microsoft Teams, and it is sending PSTN SIP traffic to the selected service provider. EdgeMarc can manage multiple WAN links, so you can have diverse carriers. EdgeMarc is completely a carrier agnostic. You can have diverse mediums, copper, fiber, T1E1, LTE, and by the end of this year, 5G. Redundant links can be configured as active-active or active standby. So if you have a copper and a fiber link, you might elect to use both at the same time, so traffic will be flowing over both links. Different kinds of classes of traffic can be flowing over both links at the same time. If you have, for example, a copper link and a metered 4G link, you might elect to only use the LTE link as a failover if for high value traffic if the primary link fails. So we support whichever architecture you prefer for your service. Edgeview is the centralized management portal from which we are able to manage, monitor, and report on the performance of the voice service, regardless of the WAN link status. It receives and collates all of the quality of service reports from the deployment fleet of EdgeMarcs, every MOS score from every call, the performance of every traffic queue on every WAN link. It also provides useful features like zero-touch provisioning to enable you to simply deploy devices. Provides configuration management, automated troubleshooting, and remote management. EdgeMarc is constantly evaluating service performance and adjusting service delivery to best deal with current conditions. Not only is it managing multiple WAN links, but it's also managing the volume of traffic on each link to ensure that there is no degradation of service. This is of particular interest in the situation when you have an emergency failover link, which might have significantly less bandwidth than the primary link. So the EdgeMarc will only allow a SIP call to complete if there is sufficient bandwidth on the link to enable the call to complete with quality. The EdgeMarc will also recognize an emergency call and will tear down a non-emergency call if that is required in order to complete the emergency call with quality. It's also worth noting that we have a configurable definition of what calls receive this priority treatment. EdgeMarc will automatically provide priority treatment to an emergency call, but you can also designate destinations like a campus security office as a priority call, in which case a call made to the campus security office could preempt a non-emergency call. So in addition to the remarkable capabilities of the Intelligent Edge, we provide fleet-wide and network-wide views of your service through our cloud-based Edgeview and Ribbon Protect products. Edgeview is the Intelligent Edge management system. It provides the services like zero-touch provisioning, bulk firmware upgrades, configuration management, automated and remote troubleshooting. It also provides a SIP call ladder diagram for each call. So each rung in the ladder is a message in the session, and this information will be crucial if and when you need to work through issues that might arise with your SIP service provider. Having this level of visibility to every call is key to getting the greatest service support from the upstream service provider. It also provides visualizations of the recent performance of the WAN links, of the priority traffic on each link, and the quality of calls that the Intelligent Edge has processed. Where Edgeview provides a recent view of the performance of your deployed Intelligent Edge devices, Ribbon Protect provides a view across the entire network. It takes analytics feeds from Edgeview, from other Ribbon SBCs you might have deployed in your network, and from some third-party sources. It's a powerful analytics engine that enables you to slice and dice your data, to zoom in and zoom out, excuse me, to zoom in and zoom out across network and time to get the view of your data relevant to you and your customers. It offers highly customizable visualizations of your data and uses machine learning to analyze, detect, and in some instances correct issues on the network. As you know, Ribbon has been a partner of Microsoft from the get-go. In fact, Ribbon was one of a handful of trusted partners that Microsoft sought input from as they developed the concepts which we now call direct routing. Ribbon is also one of a handful of partners whose implementations are deployed in the Microsoft staging and production environment. So Microsoft Teams enhancements are continuously tested against Ribbon SBCs before being committed to production. Ribbon and Microsoft support centers are aligned to work together to resolve issues. The bottom line is that when the going gets tough, Ribbon has the connections with all of the relevant actors in Microsoft and the heft to ensure that issues get the right prioritization. It's those same connections built on a coordinated development and support strategy that flattens the curve on solving those issues, to borrow a current meme. So let's take a slightly closer look at Ribbon's Edge portfolio. The first thing to notice is that everything across the board is Microsoft Teams certified. The SBC 1K and 2K and the SUI Lite are also Skype for Business certified. The EdgeMarc 2900 and 6000 series are designed to operate on the customer premise at the LAN WAN interface, and each supports dual WAN ports, multiple LAN ports, scalable up to 300 simultaneous calls, zero-touch provisioning, our SD-WAN capability, and supports the whole gamut of features that we've talked about today, including the WAN link redundancy, service monitoring, and reporting. Different flavors of the 2900 deliver 12 power over Ethernet LAN ports, up to 8 FXS and 2 FXO. Variants on the 6000 deliver 4G and 5G native to the device, 2 T1, E1, J1 ports with PRI support. The SBC 1 and 2K are our SBCs scaled and priced for an enterprise application. So they are true SBCs with fully flexible many-to-many routing capabilities, extensive header manipulation capabilities, and any-to-any transcoding capability. SUI Lite is the virtualized SBC based on the 1 and 2K. It has a very small footprint. It's the most efficient use of resources for a full-blown SBC, and we have seen tremendous uptake of SUI Lite in the virtual deployments and in Azure. The EdgeMarc 300 is a 2 or 4 port FXS ATA and has some interesting application in Microsoft Teams. There will be many instances in which your customer might have some requirement for FXS ports, maybe a fax machine, a phone in a common area that they don't wish to swap out, an elevator phone which has to be FXS or interface to an overhead paging device. So the EdgeMarc 300 is a low density, highly cost-effective solution which will enable you to provide a fully robust Microsoft Teams solution solving any of those challenging issues. And the last element in our portfolio is the cloud-based Edgeview Service Control Center. It's the management platform for our Edge devices. I want to take a moment to take a deeper look at the newest element in our Edge portfolio, the EdgeMarc 6000. This device reflects the new direction that we will be taking with our Edge products at Ribbon. It's designed to be modular at manufacture time. So the basic 6000 currently supports various modules, including FXS, FXO, T1, E1, J1, and PRI, 4G and 5G, DSL in various flavors. This modularity at design time enables us to generate an almost limitless number of SKUs to meet the market demands for interfaces which we see across the world. It is based on the next generation Marvel processor. It's a ARM-based processor, 64-bit ARM-based processor with 4 cores, cryptographic acceleration. It's got 8 gig RAM and 16 gig embedded multimedia card. It's a very powerful and cost-effective platform. It also has resources way beyond what are needed for our standard voice operating system. So that's showing the way for us to support third-party virtual applications, modular approach to hardware, and modular approach to software. So this highly versatile platform makes tremendous economic sense. And of course, it is Microsoft Teams certified. We have gone the extra mile on our Microsoft Partner Center of Excellence. A portion of the portal is available to the general public, including some videos on Microsoft Teams direct routing, how to install our SBC software in the Microsoft Azure, and our analytics engine in a lot more detail. Of course, we do reserve some of the details to our partners, but you can find a lot of juicy content about Ribbon, our SBCs, and our partnership with Microsoft if you visit the Center of Excellence. So in summary, Ribbon has the largest portfolio of Microsoft certified session border controllers and has decades of experience securing and routing voice communications in some of the world's largest carriers and some of the world's finest enterprises. We have an SBC to fit every occasion. Ribbon's portfolio offers a full spectrum of capabilities from the edge of your customer's network to the cloud. You can leverage Ribbon's enterprise and cloud-based SBCs to turn up or migrate customers quickly, consolidate calling plans, connect various communication systems, TDM and SIP, ensure deployments are secure across the enterprise network. Ribbon's EdgeMarc intelligent edge device enables you to layer on services designed to improve process, mitigate risk, and provide operational efficiencies with things like zero-touch provisioning to simplify deployments, connecting and managing branch offices, remote configuration to eliminate on-site visits, built-in redundancy and service assurance. Ribbon's Edgeview Service Control Center provides a cloud-based lens into your customer's network with the ability to remotely manage and monitor devices across their network. And Edgeview provides an opportunity to increase customer satisfaction, to offer service assurance, provide service level agreements, mitigate risk and security threats and avoid fraud, improve operational efficiencies, and include managed services as part of your offering. Ribbon supports both CapEx and OpEx centric deployment options, including the possibility to offer infrastructure as a service and direct routing as a service. We'd be happy to work with you to discover the flavor that makes sense to your business. In short, Ribbon provides you with the tools to keep your Microsoft Teams customers happy. You can provide direct routing services from any carrier and shorten time to value with zero-touch provisioning, ensure quality of service with tested configurations, remote monitoring and management, avoid issues and provide additional resilience with SD-WAN capabilities. Ribbon's Intelligent Edge solution helps ensure that your Microsoft Teams deployments are a success the first time, every time, and that the user experience is high from the outset. And on that note, I'd be happy to take any questions if there are any.
If you have any questions, please feel free to type them in the Q&A. Okay, I have also posted the post-event networking session here, as well as the survey. So it would be great if you could go ahead and fill out that survey. That'd be wonderful. It looks like there's not any questions. Oh wait, here we have a question. Okay, where can I find a replay of this? John, I will tag you in the organizers channel and they can give you instructions on how to watch the recordings. John was asking how to get a replay of this session. Neat. Well, if there are no other questions, then I think we could go ahead and end a little early if that's okay with you, Paul.
Yep, that's perfect. So I'll go into the breakout room and see if there's anyone who wants to ask any questions over there.
Perfect. Thank you so much for your time, Paul. That was great content. We really appreciate you showing up and giving us this insight into what you're doing there. And I hope that you all enjoy the rest of your CommsVerse experience. Thank you.
Thank you. Good night, everyone.